This is Viterbi Voices.
Coming to you from the University of Southern California, Viterbi School of Engineering.
We're here to give you the inside scoop about research, classes, student life, and so much more.
All of these shared from our students, faculty, and other members of our USC community.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Viterbi Voices, the podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Paul Ledesma. I am the Executive Director of Undergraduate Admission here at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering.
And hi, everyone. My name is Emily Powis, and I'm a senior studying biomedical engineering.
I really think we need like dramatic music for D&D Part 2, the AI attack. I don't know what
invasion.
The AI invasion.
I think that's how we're going to call it. Yeah.
The AI invasion.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, we should have talked about this before we started recording, huh? Back with part 2 of their epic adventure is Paul and Jordan. You want to introduce yourself again?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Paul Lepe. I'm a senior studying computer engineering and computer science from El Paso, Texas.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jordan. I am a second-year computer science student as well, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.
So last week's reminder, but if you have not listened to last week's episode, that's must listen before you get into this. That's part 1. It is a D&D one-shot, a very popular series here in our podcast. Unbeknownst to me, who knows that this is going to be popular, but so far people love it. And Paul and Jordan, along with other classmates, Matt and Shannon, the Dungeon Master, have put together this great one-shot to all about AI. And whether it's going to take over, whether it's good, we don't know what's going on with the robot. We don't know whether the robot's good or bad. Paul and Jordan have their bets. Jordan's not happy with the robot.
Yeah, Jordan's character is a bit ragey in general.
Ragey.
So yeah, that's kind of my main character trait.
Wait, does that mean that actually you're the bad one? Because now I'm getting some hints here of what's happening.
Last time it ended up, I do think it's a bad one. Last one ended up with her grabbing a power drill, I believe, and about to just like kill the poor robot, and I had to stop her. So like she's pretty, in my eyes, she's the bad guy.
Okay, and we're gonna find out the name of the robot in this episode, or is it just because you named it, Paul?
It was a discussion, but I like the name of the robot just because it kind of plays off of something that we said earlier too. So it's fun. I like it.
Inside jokes.
Quite the tease. Okay. All right. Well, let's get out of the way and get right into this is the final episode, right?
It is. Yes.
The final episode of this D&D one-shot about AI invasion at Viterbi. I can't believe we're doing this. All right, here we go.
Wahoo.
Yes. Wahoo! That's Yoshi.
Wahoo!
Hello and welcome back. This is part 2 of yet another Viterbi D&D campaign one-shot episode. So if you haven't listened to part 1, I highly recommend going back to that part 1 because we're going to jump right back in from where we left off. Now, episode 1 of this 2-episode series, we had Paul, Jordan, and Matthew, 3 USC students. They're studying for their engineering midterms when they get a notification from USC Department of Public Safety that there is an AI on campus that has decided its only purpose for humans is to work for it. Now, Paul, Jordan, and Matthew, you guys have walked out of the library, you've made it out of the building, you set off a couple alarms to the AI, you just fought off a horde of robots that were sent to attack you and make sure you don't get to this AI. Now, you have one of these robots that you've turned off. It's still viable, unlike the other 9, which you completely obliterated. But you've got one intact robot that you can salvage What do you choose to do with it? Jordan is still mad at it for attacking her. Matthew's mad at robots in general because they took his precious midterm studying time and hurt him. That's lesser though. And Paul really sympathizes with these robots. They're just little creatures. What are they up to?
Are the two of them like still trying to jump this robot while I'm trying to like protect it? Is that what's happening right now?
Matthew's just standing and he's angry. He's just seething. He doesn't know what's going on with you and Jordan.
Generally very upset.
Jordan is mad, but she's listening to you. You did pass your intimidation check quite well.
Okay, y'all. I need 30 seconds to do my amazing pitch that I'm coming up with on the spot right now. So here's what's happening. Okay, these robots are attacking us. That's rude. I understand, Jordan. I get it. Matt, I don't really understand why you're mad at it. It's fine. It took your textbook. You took it back. Like, I feel like that's an eye for a bolt. So, like, I feel like that's okay.
An eye for a bolt. You heard it here first, folks. Who needs Hammurabi's code? No. An eye for an eye? An eye for a bolt.
Okay, so Jordan, I would say very confident, but my rolls have been horrible this session. So I would say I'm slightly confident that I can try hacking into this robot and turn it into our buddy. So we can turn it into a 4 humanoid things campaign.
Oh, this is not a humanoid. This is like a rover.
We can
you guys
turn it
salvaged
into
the rover.
We can have a robot pet. You know? What are your thoughts, Jordan?
I mean, I love cats and pets and dogs like the next person. But what's the guarantee that this robot just doesn't become another evil AI that wants to kick my shins again? You know, it's just really, if anything, we should use the robot to attack the big robot and then think about trying to get it to be our pet.
What is this tiny robot we don't even know where the big robot is. We don't even know if there's a big robot. We just know there's an AI that's controlling robots. Like, Jordan, where are you getting your information from? I'm giving valid.
Wait, can I do a perception check on this or an insight check on this robot? Like, is there a way to trace the source of the signal we're trying to communicate?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you want to make your pitch was I want it to be my pet, not I want it to be our information.
Our pet.
But see, the real question is who gets to keep the robot afterward. You guys will split off every other week between the three of you.
Splitting weekends.
Yeah, that. And I mean, you guys see each other enough in class and on the weekends. It makes for easy drop off. Now we're rolling this perception check. Jordan, you roll a 15. So you're like, I'm not a computer scientist, but it seems like Paul has a point. He is a computer scientist. He does minor in cybersecurity. I guess I can kind of trust him. And if things go wrong, the AI already knows that we're here. Like, it did send a group of robots to attack us. So worst comes to worst, I'll just take my power drill to it. Matthew, you're starting to kind of calm down a little bit. Look at the pile of dead robots around you.
I've wreaked quite a bit of havoc, and I think that I'm coming to the realization that while I do have a great sanctity of life, I currently just don't have it for machines. And I just come over and I think I'm all in on that suggestion. I think that I asked Paul to hack it and try and figure out a little bit more about this larger AI. Get some information out of it.
All right. Now, we're in a little bit of a modified D&D setting. So, Paul, you love computer science? You love computers, machines? It's basically your religion. So we're going to roll you a religion check.
I have more than one character trait.
You rolled a 3. So as soon as you plug in, you use good old Matthew's Arduino that he has in his backpack. Because that doesn't need a network.
Can I make one request?
Yes.
The moment I plug it in, I yell cybersecurity as a shout out, to laugh
Can I
at
use my help
campaign.
action? Can I try and assist by actually like setting up this Arduino that is mine?
Yeah, I'll let's see, Matthew. What am I gonna give you? I'll give you a sleight of hand check.
Yeah.
Let's see, how do you do? Oh, you get an 8.
Ah, great.
So you two are just kind of fumbling around. You two are like, oh no.
Drop it.
Paul's yelling cybersecurity, hashtag Viterbi, hackers, hacking 101.
I can't figure out which way the USB goes in.
And Jordan, you're just standing there witnessing this, like, oh my god.
I
They
feel like
don't
she
do
has
well
the
under
power-
pressure.
I feel like she just has a power drill on her head and like constantly just does the button thing with like.
I'm reversing back and forth, just angrily. Like, what?
Angrily reversing the power drill, but you're trying real hard not to laugh. You're like, man, these guys just got out of a fight. They honestly took more ego hits than I did. But it's fine. You're entertained, Jordan. You're not gonna help them. Why would you
of
do
course
that? You're security. Paul is cybersecurity. You are security. Now, Paul and Matthew, you're fumbling around. Paul, you eventually, with the help of Matthew, get the Arduino plugged into this robot. It takes a sec, but you get it in. And you get your computer out, your laptop out, you connected it, and, you know, you have to turn the robot back on. You gotta do that. So you've got a script ready to run as soon as you hit enter and turn that robot on. So you really quickly turn the robot on. You guys are all just waiting with bated breath, like, oh no. Jordan can protect us if it comes to it, but Matthew and Paul, you're closer to the robot. So it's going for you first if it decides.
I have teleportation, Matthew. I don't know what to tell you.
I've got my book.
And you guys are there waiting. You've set it up again, and right before you hit that on switch, Jordan goes, y'all, we're stupid. You have reset up the robot right side up, so once you turn it on, it can just drive away. It can just take your laptop and the Arduino with it. So before you hit that on switch, Jordan goes, turn it back onto its back. It can be a turtle again that can't get up. And so she's a little more relaxed, still waiting with the power drill. But, you know, you're a little more safe now. So you turn the robot back on, you hit enter on your computer as soon as it turns on, Paul. And you get in. You're a little bit worried that the AI can see everything that you're doing. Maybe it can access your laptop's camera. You're worried that it might get into your computer. Does anybody want to roll any investigation checks or insight checks?
I want to roll investigation to see how much this robot can do.
Investigation, all right. Paul, you get an investigation check. And you've got a +5 modifier, so you rolled a 14. So not too bad. You're like, all right, I can handle this robot. I can reprogram it. I can give it a little cute personality. You've done a little bit of game design in some of your classes, so you're like, I know that you can program these different agents in games. It's like you can have a vanilla personality, or you can have like a super spy personality, all that kind of stuff. So you just are on GitHub. You use your phone's hotspot to open GitHub. You're roaming around, and you're like, we'll give it a vanilla personality. So it's just kind of going around at random, enjoying its life, following whatever leader it chooses, and you are that leader. So Paul, you reprogram this robot, and as soon as you're about to hit run on this script, it unfortunately comes up. There's a password. So in order to reprogram this robot to be your friend, you gotta solve a little riddle to come up with its 3-digit password. Now you could just try random digits and hope that one of those combinations works, but that could take a little while, and it does pop up a little reminder for whoever, I guess, built this robot to give them here's the password in case you forget. But It's a little harder to hack into. Now, for those of you listening into the podcast, if you would like to join in and try and solve this riddle, I'm about to explain it. So once I'm done explaining, you might want to hit pause as our players figure it out. But for our players here, our riddle, you have like 3 question marks are what you're trying to find, this 3-digit code. Now, you're also given 5 sequences of 3 digits. So the first 3-digit sequence is 342. The second 3-digit sequence is 273. The third 3-digit sequence is 165. The fourth is 853. And the fifth is 264. Do we have that down? Shall I repeat it? I will repeat it. Just in case. We've got 342, 273, 165, 853, and 264. Now, for the first 3-digit sequence, one of those numbers is correct and correctly placed. For the second one, none of them are correct. They're not the correct numbers, not in the correct place. Listeners, if you want to play along, now's the perfect time to pause it and see if you can crack the code for yourself. But in the meantime, we've got our players trying to crack this 3-digit code.
Okay, I think I've got it. I think that so if you look at the second one, if nothing's correct, they're 2, 7, and 3. That means we can get rid of 2, 7, and 3 and everything else. Then we can look at the first set of numbers. We can get rid of the 2 and the 3 there. That means the 4 must be the number correctly placed, which means we know that 4 goes in the middle. Then we can look at the fourth one. One number is correct and well placed. We know that 3 is not an option. We know that 5 can't be correct and well placed because the 4 is in that spot, so the 8 has to be the first number. And then after that, we can then try and figure out what the last number is. And since we know that in the last set, there's 2 numbers that are correct. Sorry. I got excited.
You really like.
Yeah, no, there are 2 numbers that are correct, and so we know it's not 2 because of the second line. 6 is, and so therefore 6 and 4 are like the last gap. We know 4 is supposed to be in the middle, therefore 6 is the last one.
So what is your ultimate answer?
So we're just on either side of Paul, just badgering him.
Yes.
As he's
I see that it's 846. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
It is?
That is correct.
Okay.
So you guys, yeah, you guys type in your 846 and it works. You've got a little robot buddy. It makes some happy little beeps when you turn it on.
That's its reboot sequence now because I programmed that.
Yes. Beep beep boop boop. What shall you name your little friend?
We get to name it?
Of course you get to name it.
Okay, we need to come up with a name, y'all. I'm kind of missing Neha right now. I know she said she was like really busy with like her own studies or whatever, and she cannot study with us, so that's why she didn't come this time. But I don't want to just call it Neha because that's just rude. Like I don't want to have this pet robot be called Neha.
You don't want to call our pet after our friend. That
no. It might get a little bit confusing, to be honest. Yeah. I'm not sure I can handle that.
We're replacing her with a robot. Yeah.
Okay, fine, and not Neha. Other thoughts. I like Bolt. I'm okay with Bolt as well.
I like Bolt. Puts it in its place. Reminds it it's a robot. Reminds me of the Disney movies.
Yes.
There you guys go. Bolt it is?
Yes.
All right. So now you've got Bolt along for the ride. Your cute little robot buddy. He can't do all that much except, run over Matthew's feet or poke Matthew. But he's enjoying it. He follows you around, Paul. He is your new best friend.
My bestie.
And yeah. And now you guys are like, well, we've managed to outsmart this AI for one of the robots. I'm sure we can get him. I'm sure we can do this. We just have to get to the main source. We just have to get to where this computer is. Where do you guys think it is? You have no way of knowing.
Hey Bolt. Go fetch your previous owner.
Does Bolt have like some sort of language processing core?
He's an AI. Bolt is an
But
AI.
you reprogrammed him, Paul. Bolt has no idea what any words mean. He just knows to follow you around.
Damn it, Bolt. Okay.
You can choose to 1, reprogram him, or 2, just go with it.
And we chose to reprogram him, didn't we?
I think I'm gonna look around. Is there any like labeling on any of these robots, or is it just all general USC Viterbi? Do like a bit of investigation on all these robot corpses we've stacked up.
Yeah, let's give you an investigation check. You roll a 17 on your investigation check. So some of them are labeled interaction lab, mainly the like humanoid ones. Some of them are labeled rocket propulsion lab, weirdly enough. And some of them are labeled CASE, as in the Center for AI in Society here at USC. We've got a couple that are labeled with RTH, Ronald Tudor Hall. So you're a little confused. And Paul, did you choose to reprogram Bolt?
Yes, I'm pretty sure we did, no?
Okay. So now Bolt can process language. He can't respond, but he can process language. And we're going around, and you're like, well, where do we go first? Obviously, all of these robots are from somewhere in Viterbi. So you guys start wandering over toward the engineering schools on the other side of campus.
Okay, y'all. I feel like it's not the RTH Cafe robots. Even though they
They're
make
too
some
nice.
amazing Indian food, I feel like that's not it. You know? It could be the interaction lab, or it could be the case people.
I don't know. I don't trust students with AI. This feels like a pet project run amok.
Oh my god, is that what case stands for? Does anybody know what case stands for?
The Center for AI in Society.
Oh, I did not know that. That's very smart.
Paul. Maybe we want to go to the AI place where they might have programmed an AI in society.
Okay, I understand now. I made a mistake.
So, I mean, maybe whatever they were trying to build could have benefited society, but they messed up a little bit. There may be a couple oversights. Is that where you guys want to check out?
Yeah.
All right. So you're walking over to Viterbi. Paul, you guys are a little famished after, this whole fight, and you've been working out all day, so you bring out your box of Thin Mints.
Heck yeah.
You're there eating your Thin Mints, sharing with Jordan and Matthew.
Yes.
And you guys do walk by the RTH Cafe. Do you want to try and stop in?
I think we've got the Thin Mints. I'm pretty satisfied. Thin Mints and Indian food don't really go together, in my opinion.
All right. So you guys are walking over. You kind of are suspicious. So Paul, lucky for you that you built in that language processing system, because you guys stay out of view of the cafe, and you just have Bolt go by, see if there's anyone in there. Bolt just sees other robots. Bolt's a little concerned. Now, Bolt comes back to you with this and just is like beeping frantically. What do you guys choose to do?
I respond back. Beepity beep boop boop. Beep boop.
Jordan and Matthew, you guys are wondering, has Paul been infected
Are
by
you
this
okay?
AI?
I do an insight check, not on the robot, but on Paul.
Jordan is worried. All right, now this insight check. Ooh, let's see what you're gonna get. You roll an 8 on this insight check. So Jordan, now you're a little suspicious of Paul. You get your power drill back out, and you're ready. You're ready in case something happens. We don't injure our friends, but in case Paul's secretly a robot, who knows? Things that come out of Viterbi are wild sometimes.
I see Jordan slowly pull out her drill, and I'm just like, chill. Give me a second to explain. You see, the robot did not have like a voice box, so I had to do a Morse code kind of thing, you know. So I'm beeping with the robot. That's what I'm doing.
You're like Mr. Krabs from that one episode where he's listening to the radio.
Exactly.
That's Paul.
That's me right now. Bitty boop boop. Long pause. Boop boop.
Matthew, how are you feeling about this?
Oh, I'm slowly pulling out my book, but as he starts explaining, I start to put it a little bit back in my bag. I just quietly lays it out and then put it back away.
Maybe it's not the day. Maybe it's not the place to bludgeon your friend. Who knows?
Matt, the book is literally your whole torso. You do realize that, right?
It's all I have. It's all I have. It's all that I have left in this mechanical world that we're living in.
Just this molecular biology textbook, which, you know, you're like, maybe biology could have been helpful, but biology wasn't helpful in this sense. No. The mechanics of a book were. You got that.
Indeed.
You knew what to do. If your major can't be useful in that way, at least the materials for it can.
Okay.
Thinking like an engineer.
Going back to the robot, what did Bolt tell me again?
Nothing. Bolt just beeps frantically. It can process your language. It just can't speak. It only communicates in beeps.
I don't think we should go in there. If the robot seems worried, I feel like we should be worried.
Fair enough.
I'm not seeing any people in there.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not looking to beat up any more robots.
Yeah, you guys abandon RTH. And you head back to Sal, because you're thinking, you know, it's probably in the case office, the Center for AI. That would make sense. So you guys walk over. It's just a couple buildings over. And you're wondering how you're going to get up there, because there are entrances on either side of Sal of this building, and one has an elevator. The other one, you don't know if there are stairs. You guys, well, Paul, you've spent many a long night in Sal grinding your CS work. You never bothered to go upstairs. There are no classrooms upstairs. How do you guys want to figure out how to get around?
I feel like, can I get like a history check or like my own memories? How much I remember of Sal, you know?
Sure, yeah. We'll give you a little history check. Your lovely -1 modifier has hurt you. You just rolled a 4. So, Paul, you don't remember anything about this building. Good old Jordan and Matthew are over here like, yeah, you're a CS major, Paul. You should know everything about this building. And Paul, you just sit there dumbfounded and they're like, have I ever had a class in here? How long has this building been around? I don't know.
Okay, I do think we should now go back on the elevator.
Elevator seemed like a bad idea. I didn't like our last time on an elevator. Last time we got on an elevator, we had to kill robots. And I got my foot run over twice.
I have an idea, guys. If we don't want elevators, and we don't want to climb stairs, the thing is we have a great friend who is aerodynamically built, freaking chucked and thrown into a window. We have another friend who is basically like perfectly built to be a launcher. And we put the friends together, and that is how we access the second building, the second floor.
You better be calling Bolt your friend right now.
I'm just saying. It could be a thing. Bolt could go up there with you.
We're throwing the robot first, then I'll be thrown if we make it.
No, we can't, because the Bolt might go back to like its mother robot. We have to go put you first, and then you have to babysit Bolt.
All right, let's do some
agree with
investigation for an open window.
All right. And you know, even if that window's not open,
It doesn't matter.
you've got a textbook, Matt. All right, Matt, you're going to do a perception check. Matthew, you get a 6 on a perception check, and you're just looking up there. You're going to leave your back to look, because Sal is a bit of a tall building. And you're like, man, there are a lot of windows to look at. I'm going to let someone who's taller check them out. You say, I don't feel like staring at him. So he looks over to you, Paul.
I grab Matt and I put him on my shoulders to give us like that extra like feet and a half or whatever.
Got that help.
You're saying, Matt, you gotta try again. Matt rolls a 13. Now, unknown to Matt, a lot of the windows actually are open. But he's just looking straight up. He starts at the top of the building. And so...
I think Paul can throw me really far.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So instead of being logical and being like, oh, there's one on the 3rd floor that's open, you don't bother looking over there. No, you go for the 5th floor. You're like, oh, yeah, there's an open one on the 5th floor. Paul, you're tall. You can chuck me up there. I'll figure out a way down. I'll figure out where the stairs are. We can do this. Teamwork.
Okay, first of all, Matt, that's dumb. Why are we like chugging you up there and then you have to like find your way down? Does anybody have like rope? You know, can we like...
You guys don't carry rope around, but you do have laptop chargers.
We can lasso the fire escape.
Like the 3 of us can put together our laptop chargers and do a makeshift rope.
I have dirt, guys.
Like any good Becky has.
Yeah.
Is there a fire escape on this building?
No?
Okay.
I think the stairs are the fire escape.
Fair.
Yo, if I look back at my inventory, I literally have a grappling hook.
You did build that in one of your classes for some reason.
Yeah. Look at that grappling hook.
Yes is always ready.
These CS people, they get to take the weirdest classes for fun. They're all elective credit, technical elective.
So, yeah. I just don't trust the actual hook, so we're going to use Matt as the hook. We're still throwing Matt, because I really wish to throw Matt.
You're gonna chuck your friend up to the 5th floor, but he's gonna hold on to that grappling hook and secure it when he's up there, so you guys can get back up.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. Let's give you, Paul, an athletics check. Matt, you're getting an acrobatics check.
Gonna need it.
All right, Paul, you roll a 23 for your athletics check, so you got the strength. You can do this. You know you can get Matt up there. Matt, you roll 11 on acrobatics. So you guys are preparing. Paul, you're ready to just chuck him up there. He's got the grappling hook in hand. Now, Matt, you're trying your best to be aerodynamic, and in doing that, you kind of stab yourself a little with the grappling hook. You're okay. You're okay. Just a little cut, and you're a little disheartened. But you'll survive. You maybe just kind of have to limp a little more. You've got a cut in one leg, and your other foot was rolled over by a robot a number of times.
I just wanted to study for my molecular biology midterm. How has today gone this way? This is why I hate robots.
That's why you're choosing to go with biology instead, huh?
Mm-hmm. All right, now that I'm up there, I guess I hook up the grappling hook and run our little makeshift computer cord rope down to everybody else.
There you go. So, Paul, Jordan, you guys get on this grappling hook. We don't need to think about the logistics of it too hard, but you get up there. You get up there. Paul, you're carrying Bolt on your back. You've got this. You just kind of stick him in your backpack. He doesn't fully fit, but you zip him up as much as you can. And you're up there. You're in Sal. You don't know where you need to go, but you're on the lookout for other robots. Obviously, this is a computer science building. Maybe there are more. You look outside, and you're like in someone's office, right? There are glass doors and a little window. So you kind of peer through, and you see a couple of the robots. You're like, oh no. Oh no. What do you guys choose to do?
Can we hear what they're saying?
They're robots that are just beeping.
Okay. Do either one of you have a webcam? Because it's Zoom classes, so maybe you have like a really nice webcam with your laptop. we can hook up the webcam to Bolt, and we can have him go explore the building, and we can see what's happening. You know, that way we don't sacrifice him. He's still our buddy.
Will the other robots think that's suspicious though?
They don't
The
know.
robot just kind of has a computer on top of him. That's all.
No, it's like a webcam thing. You know, like the webcam that you.
Oh, I see. Not part of a laptop. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, are the two robots at the end? Are they the small drone ones or the
They're the little rovers. They're the little rovers out there in the hallway. They probably took the elevator to get up there. Who knows?
Okay, if need be, I guess we can sacrifice Bolt if needed. And a sheet tear. And a tear sheds from my eye. Just like very
Single tear.
melancholically.
We could send him out and see where the AI takes him, and then find where the AI is, and then unplug it.
So like try to save him before he gets reprogrammed. That's what
Yeah,
you're saying?
sure.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna do that.
That's the goal, clearly.
Yeah. Here, have a
No
quick tea.
ulterior motives here.
You know, I will trust the both of you because you're my friends.
I think that we can run faster than a rover robot.
Okay.
Yeah,
We shouldn't
we're
lose
better.
him.
We're humans.
Okay. We can do that. I guess. And I go look up to Bolt, look down to Bolt, and I say boop, 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 boop. Even though Bolt completely understands my normal voice, it's like my way of like endearment, you know? My way of saying goodbye to Bolt.
All right. Well, you guys are sending Bolt out. Are you attaching the webcam? Does any of you have a webcam?
I don't think we do.
Might have one.
We're gonna go with the other plan, I guess. So you're gonna let Bolt get reprogrammed and just follow him.
Yes.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Alright.
sneakily follow behind them as they take him back to the main hub.
Yeah, if you can kind of stay out of their view,
Yeah.
we'll go for that. So you guys
Aw.
open the door and send Bolt out. Paul, you give him a little hug so you won't forget him. You have a little masking tape in your backpack and you just rewrite a little label so you know which one was Bolt, which one was your buddy.
I grabbed a marker, you know, because I grabbed one from one of the guys drew a smiley face, you know, the
Mhm.
robots earlier, and I flip him around and I put Paul on there. You know, like Toy Story where Andy does like the foot thing, and I just name him
Aw.
Paul, and I turn around so no one sees, and I let him go into oblivion, wherever he may be taken.
Poor Bolt. You sent him out there and he bumps into the other ones. They act a little funky because they're trying to talk to him and they know that he's not on the right network. But they let him pass. They let Bolt pass. Now you guys are following. There are still these two robots over there. Bolt's just kind of sitting there at the end of the hallway. And Bolt comes up to a room though. He comes up to a room and he stops. What do you guys do? Does anyone want to roll any checks?
Wait, so are we on the opposite end of the hall? Watching him?
Yes. You're looking out of there's like a little corner. You're peering around this corner from the office you're in, and you see Bolt just stop at one of the rooms. He's just sitting there. He seems to be dumbfounded.
Why don't we get insight check on why he's there? Why the other robots didn't react?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. It's very strange that he stopped when the other robots ignored him. Yeah.
All right, Jordan, you roll a 24 for your insight check. You're feeling really insightful. So you're sitting there, and with great confidence, you're like, I think that's the room where the AI is from. I think that's why Bolt stopped there. Maybe the AI is trying to reprogram him over its own network. Maybe the AI doesn't need to be plugged into Bolt to reprogram him. Maybe Bolt is now a protector of this AI. Paul, Matthew, do you believe Jordan? She says this with great confidence.
Oh no.
Oh no. I still have faith in Bolt. Personally,
I feel very bad. having sacrificed and then had nothing go according to plan. Having convinced Paul to sacrifice his buddy.
Okay, so there's a good chance the AI is in that door. The only thing is we have a couple of robots to get past. Bolt and then the 2 extra robots. This is what
you guys, 2 robots and then Bolt outside of a door.
Okay, I am overcome with emotion and sadness, and I decide to grapple the 2 robots. So me being 7 foot tall,
immediately.
I feel, Matt, do you want to jump on my back? Do you want to just like...
You are by the robots and I'm running towards Bolt.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm overcome with emotion. I grapple the 2 robots and I just head straight for Bolt because I do not want Bolt to die. That's what I do. Jordan is trying to convince me otherwise, but I'm like, no. This is my pet.
Too late. Let go. And you're like, don't let go. Anyways, so while this is happening, there's kind of like a straight path to the door. Is there a straight path to the door?
You guys have to kind of like turn a corner, but you turn this corner, there are 2 robots.
And I try to grapple them.
Yeah. You grapple them. Let's give you, Paul. I guess this is an athletics check still. It's Paul, you roll a 12.
How are they so bad?
It's just an off day. You've been working out too hard for your weight training class. Your muscles are tired. So you go over there and you point it at the closest rover. You're ready for this. It misses. But it goes to the second rover and nicks one of its wheels. Okay. Now, this rover can still kind of move around with 3 wheels. It's just dragging one of them around. But you at least got that. The grappling hook, you can, pull it back to you. So you've still got the grappling hook. What move do the rest of you want to make?
I think I'm just going to run straight past everything, try and just run past everything and open the door.
All right, Matthew, let's give you... I want to do both an athletics and acrobatics check for this. I want to see how far you get. All right, you rolled a 14 for athletics. Now for acrobatics, you have rolled a 22.
Does he just...
Let's go!
Ready for this? You're hopping over these 2 robots.
Tiny.
You're like, I can't run that fast, but you know what I can do? I can do cartwheels. I can do flips. They can't touch me.
All of the things that robots can't do.
And so you get over there, you jump over Bolt, and you burst through this door. But Paul, Jordan, you're still behind there. You're still out there. You got no idea what Matthew's seeing because he just kind of lets out a kind of noise.
I teleport to Matthew. I leave Jordan behind.
All right, you teleport over. Matthew, I'm gonna roll you an insight check.
Okay.
Because, all right, you got a 17. I'm just checking. Did you close the door behind you so the robots can't get in? And you did. You rolled a 17 insight.
Amazing. That's wise.
It's more foresight, but you did well.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan's still outside.
I locked Jordan outside with the robots. Fully locked Jordan outside with the robots.
Jordan, how do you choose to proceed?
I see the damaged robots. I see the closed door. And in my head, I'm like, I really shouldn't have gone to Doheny to study with them.
Still got the
because it seems that like the hallway is somewhat clear, the robots are distracted. I use encode thoughts. And I tell Matthew, first, I'm upset at Matthew and tell him how upset I am. And I'm like, open the door and let me in. And I walk over. And so, yeah. What should I roll?
An athletics check?
Yeah, we're all just trying to vault these robots.
Yeah, you guys are sick of it. You're like, I'm not trying to fight anymore. I just want to get this over with. Jordan, you roll an 8 on your athletics check and a 14 on acrobatics. So, you kind of trip over one of the robots. You're doing your best, but you try and jump over him and you trip. But lucky for you, you're a decent tumbler. You've done a little bit of gymnastics, so you're falling, but you know what you do? You make that into a front walkover. So you do a little front walk over, you get over that first robot. This second one, you're trying to jump over it, you kick it. You accidentally kick it, but that's all for the best. Because now it's turned over and it can't do anything. It's right where Bolt was. So you get back through. Now it's just you versus Bolt. Matthew and Paul, I'm going to leave you guys waiting for a minute because you're both just dumbfounded with what you saw in that room. Now, Jordan, how do you decide to get past Bolt?
I'm like, finally, alone at last. And I take out my power drill.
Jordan, going for the most evil thing is, are you really this mad at Paul and Matthew for making you study with them today?
Yep, I am. And I'm gonna use my power drill to just make a statement.
Now, Jordan, you take out that power drill, and in your craze, you gotta go forward and reverse with the power drill a couple times. Paul, I'm gonna roll you and a perception check.
Oh, I know this is happening. I'm trying so hard not to react.
Yeah. Paul, you roll a perception check, you hear the power drill, and you immediately go, oh no. And Paul, you turn around and you open that door. You say, even if Bolt is now evil, I'm gonna try and save him. So it's you and Jordan facing off. Jordan, you've got Paul over here, 7 feet tall, but is apparently not that good at athletics today. What do you choose to do?
How about I'm like, okay, I say this. Paul, do you really want to save this robot, or do you just want to go home at this point? It'd be much easier if we fight the robot than try to save the robot.
Okay, but you don't know what I've seen inside. I also do not know what I've seen inside yet, Dungeon Master.
You don't need to yet. You don't need to know. So you and Jordan are arguing. How are you going to stop her, Paul? You got to save Bolt.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I am blanking on everything at this point in time. I grab the Thin Mints and I try to distract her with Thin Mints.
I guess I'll give Jordan I'll give Paul a persuasion check. Let's see if you can persuade her with Thin Mints. Paul, you roll a 9, you try really hard. Jordan smacks that Thin Mint box out of your hand. She says, I was attacked by robots, and you really think you can convince me to like them because of Thin Mints?
And then I see Paul pitifully begging me with his Thin Mints. And something inside me changes, because that just seems like a very sad sight to see your friend go through. I take my scarf out of my backpack, and I'm like, Paul, if you help me restrain Bolt, we turn him off and deal with him later.
Let's do that! Yes!
All right, I will give you both. I'll give you guys intimidation checks. Can you intimidate Bolt enough? Can you confuse him? Paul, you roll a 17.
I'm out here like telling Bolt about all of our amazing times, when I like beep with him.
Paul, you roll a 17, Jordan, you roll a 7. But you guys are tag teaming this. So Jordan, you're trying to get that scarf under flip Bolt over. You can't really do it. Paul gets sick of it and just picks him up. And he's beeping angrily, trying to use his wheels to get away, but he just turns. You just turn him off, Jordan. You just turn off Bolt. Problem solved. And now, Jordan, you get a chance to step into this room and see what has Matthew dumbfounded, and he's just been staring at it for a while.
Bum, bum, bum.
Now, the issue here is this room is full of computers. Which computer is it? How do you guys want to find this out?
Can we just start breaking the computers?
You could, but I'm sure that Viterbi faculty would not appreciate it.
Someone, probably Professor Redikoff, being sad about his computers, or saving USC.
Okay. Can I cast Detect Good and Evil and see if there's any intent coming from one of these computers?
Of course. You're going to cast Good and Evil. Let's see. much you can find out. You roll a 14. You're doing pretty well. So you kind of have a general direction of which computer is evil. All the other ones are neutral. There's no real good or bad with those computers, but this one there's like an evil vibe coming from one of these directions. As you walk to one corner of the room, there are 4 computers that you're like, it's one of these 4. It's one of these 4. Now, how do you decide?
Can I get a perception check just to like see if there's any difference between them?
Mm-hmm. Well, you roll 5.
What's going on with my rolls throughout this whole campaign?
Paul's just having an off day. Paul, you walk up and you say, man, these sure are computers.
I feel like I just like buried in a low and sad voice. I say cybersecurity. You know, like. And that's all.
You just hear this dejected cybersecurity from Paul. Jordan, Matthew, what do you guys choose to do?
Let's. I don't really have anything very good for this.
So wait, Paul just picked up Bolt, right?
No, Bolt's dead.
Bolt, they turned him off.
Bolt is not dead.
All right.
Bolt has been decommissioned for the moment, Jordan.
Right.
All right, so we have 4 computers, right?
Yes.
Are they either on and they're running?
They are.
Do we see like a power strip around here that's maybe connecting to like a bank of the computers? Do a perception check for like
Sure.
something of the sort.
Yeah, so you can. You know they're plugged in, Matthew. You rolled a 6 and you're like, they sure are plugged in. There are a bunch of wires back here.
Plugged in.
There are a bunch of wires. You don't know which one to pull. Yeah.
7.
You're just like, man, this is a mess. Whoever designed this, not good.
How about I'll just roll a perception check and see if I can figure out which computer it is. Let's see if it's better.
All right, Jordan, you're rolling a perception check. You roll a 16. You realize it's probably the computer with the scary green numbers going across. Which Paul and Matthew are just like, sometimes
that's normal.
Computers do that. And Jordan, you walk over and you're like, this has to be the one. Like, yeah.
And then I take out my power drill and I'm like, okay, finally, let's end this and see if we can go. It's on the computer, not Bolt.
But what if it just kills Bolt? What if it has a self-destruct program?
I feel like we should let Paul try and plug into this.
Yeah, I also feel very strongly because, like, yes, my athletics thing has not been great today, but I have been able to hack into things, you know?
Okay, I give you one chance to hack in. Otherwise, I light the computer on fire.
While he's doing that, I'm going to be behind looking at all the different chords. Trying to figure out which one connects.
Matthew does not
going
need
to this jumble.
He does not need to hunch over or like under the desk. He just like
I'm just there.
He's just there.
This is my place.
Matthew, you are doing your best. You're trying real hard. And you are wondering. You're wondering, what would happen if I just unplugged all of these? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. But you're trying to think through it, and both Jordan and Paul, once you say this out loud, are like, don't you dare. Don't you dare, because what if someone had unsaved work on one of these? Now, Paul, you're over there, you're trying to hack in. I'm going to give you a performance check. Let's see. Can you manage to get in here? And you have rolled a 19. So you got it. You figured out this is your computer. You're trying to hack into the AI, and the AI goes, stop. Oh, no. It's not that easy to get rid of me.
Oh. Is the AI sassy? Please tell me the AI is sassy.
Oh, of course. In the same voice I am, same words. You don't get to just do that. It's not that easy. There could be important shit on this computer. There could be important things on this computer. The AI says that. You don't get to get out of it that easy. No. If you want to shut this computer off, the owner of the computer, prior to me inhabiting it, of course, did set some shutdown protocols in case anyone tried to, sabotage their work. They've got important things on this computer. They can't get those deleted. So it looks like you are going to have to solve another riddle.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Riddle me this.
All right.
I'm just still hunched under the desk, very ready to receive this riddle. Not hunched, fully standing up underneath the desk.
Okay, I feel like the AI is just being extremely condescending at this point in time. And it's like, you're just a human. You will not be able to solve this riddle.
So you guys are there, and up on this screen pops up a shutdown protocol. Are you sure you want to shut the computer down? And if so, you need to enter your shutdown code. And of course, it has a little hint, like a security question. And what happens is you guys look around the room a little bit. I'm going to roll insight checks for all of you guys because you're like, oh no, what could the security question be? What could it be about? What's going on? Now, these insight checks, Matt, you roll an 18. Paul, you roll an 8. And Jordan, you roll a 17.
Why am I this bad?
Paul is like, this professor likes computers. I'm pretty sure about that. Matthew and Jordan look around, and you guys are like, man, this professor seems kind of athletic. There's some workout gear in the corner. There's some stuff. And Jordan, you go over and look at the bookcase. There's like a little bookshelf. And you look at it, and there's some books about ping pong, some about tennis, some about pickleball. And Matt, you're over digging around near the professor's desk, and you see 2 pickleball paddles. And you guys are like, well, it looks like this professor likes pickleball. Maybe that's what it's about. And as the riddle is coming up on the screen, the riddle is pickleball riddle. It's a little puzzle. And in this puzzle, there are 3 people. We're going to call them Kenny, Abby, and Ned. And for the listeners listening in, if you would like to join along and try and solve this riddle, I'm about to say it, and right after I finish, you might want to pause it and try and solve it for yourself. But Ken, Abby, and Ned, they all got together for a round-robin pickleball tournament, where, as usual, in round-robin tournaments, the winner stays on after each game to play the person who sat out that game. At the end of their pickleball afternoon, Abby is exhausted. She played the last 7 straight games. Kenny, a little less tired, tallies up the number of games played. Kenny played 8 games. Abby played 12. And Ned, they played 14 games. Who won the 4th game against who? It says to enter your answers separated by a comma, as any good command line tool should specify. Now, if you'd like to solve it yourself, go through and pause right about now. But if you want to just hear if our team can figure it out, just wait a minute.
If Ned wins 4 games and has to play another 10 times before that, that just means that Ned won every single other game, right? Kenny just happened to play 3 there, 5 against. Kenny played 3 against Abby, and then 5 against Ned. So Ned just won the first 10 games, right?
Yeah.
He had to.
Yeah, I think so.
Which means Kenny just sucks.
Why was that necessary?
Because he didn't win a single game.
Okay,
I 20.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think Ned won 10 games in a row, and then Abby won 7 games in a row.
Would you guys like to check your answer?
I think it's I don't think it could be Kenny because they only
It's Kenny, right? Kenny got beat in the fourth one, I want to think. I think that's how it's working out for me. Hopefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, everyone's got the right amount of games if Ned just beat Kenny in the fourth game.
Yep.
Perfect. So your answers are Ned and Kenny?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, if you guys don't get this right, the AI could send in some more robots that can open doors. They can come and get you. So you type in Ned and Kenny. Paul, as Mr. Cybersecurity, you do the honors. You do the honors and you hit enter. And the computer commences shutdown. The crisis has been averted. All of the robots outside just stop moving. They're confused. They don't know what's happening.
I go on checking on Bolt. First thing I do is I check it on Bolt.
Yes, you go over, you check in on Bolt, you turn him on. He's disoriented, confused. You plug him back into your laptop. You're a little less stressed now. You can plug in the Arduino yourself. And you rerun the program, make sure he's all settled and okay. You run some diagnostics, and Bolt is back together. Bolt is doing just fine. Now, you do go back downstairs. You guys are relaxed now. Problem is solved. You call DPS and you let them know that you shut down that computer. People can come back. And you go by RTH Cafe. There are still no people in there, unfortunately. So you guys have decided you're going to postpone your mango lassies till next time. And maybe Neha can join you. Maybe she can. And Jordan, as promised, you guys do go to the village and get your insomnia cookies. Woo! Now, Paul, while you did technically steal a robot from Viterbi, they've decided to let it go. Since
I am borrowing him.
Thanks to you. They have gifted you this particular robot. And yet again, you have solved a crisis in USC Viterbi. You guys are starting to get your names known a little bit more about campus, your whole friend group. People know who you guys are. You solve all the problems that engineers seem to create. But that's all in the spirit of engineering.
I need to see a doctor. I got brutally attacked by robots. I think I was the most damaged at our party, and I think, I should go to Engelman Health Center and see if I broke anything.
Yes. After your cookies, Jordan, you go over to Engelman Health Center. They patch you up, give you a couple little bandages, but you are all good to go. Your shins are okay. Matthew, your foot still hurts for a couple of days, but you're not focusing on that. You're too busy studying for molecular biology. Paul, you aced that weight training midterm. After a day of rest, you got this. You are back on track. And you're just hanging out with Bolt. You bring Bolt to your midterm, and you put little sparklers on him. He's there cheering you and your classmates on. And all's well that ends well in USC Viterbi yet again. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed listening in on our fun little Viterbi-themed D&D one-shot. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And if we hear back from you guys, we'll maybe have a third one-shot that we've done. Now, have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, whenever it is you're listening. And until next time, cybersecurity!
Cybersecurity!
All right, and we're back. Thank you so much. I was wondering, what do you see as the future of the D&D portion of the Viterbi Voices podcast? Because I kind of feel like AI invasion could be a metaphor for D&D invasion of Viterbi Voices.
Oh, look at that. That's deep.
I don't want to give any teasers, but next there might be a D&D episode for videos, collaboration, maybe with podcasts or live chats. You might be able to see us actually play.
Wow.
Shannon, who's our DM, has a lot of ideas.
Wow. You're taking it to the video form. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm also very excited because I am graduating in May, which is like bittersweet. But at the same time, Jordan and Shannon, which have been like big parts of the whole endeavor, are staying a year. So in my hopes, maybe they do another one. Maybe I get invited as a guest host. I like talking.
Ooh, guest host, alumni, dungeon people. I don't know, what do you call themselves?
Yeah. I have no idea, but I don't like the dungeon people.
So we got at least another year of these things. They're popular, and hey, that's what works. I'm kind of curious, how long in total? I know you guys have edited this down a little bit, but how long in total did this go, start to finish?
3.5 hours, I would like to say.
Wow.
Including the setup.
Wow.
Yeah. One shots can be quite long. The previous episode took like 4.5 hours to film.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Yeah. D&D is, can be drug out a lot.
Okay. Wow. And I think you did all of these over Zoom. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, we did. It was a little different to like get everyone on track. People usually have like a dice set and things like that. I have never had a dice set because I've only played D&D on Zoom through Viterbi Voices. But yeah, it was on Zoom. It worked fairly well. So.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to figure out some sort of way to get a whole room mic'd up. And you guys can do this in person.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Because when I heard about so I've only been the host and I've only been on the podcast when we're virtual. And I heard about this recording studio that we have.
Which we have. It's in my office. And I'm sitting there looking at it the other day going, oh my God, what are we going to do with this thing? Go ahead.
But isn't it just like a closet?
Well, we can put things anywhere. My point is the recording studio, like the stuff that I have is like a mixing board and a bunch of mics on arms and stuff like that. We can put that anywhere.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, yeah, we could just record this in our recording studio. And Paul was like, that's not really how that works.
Yeah. But for this, I think we could figure it out. I got a room in mind that we could probably use.
It'd be cool.
But 3.5 hours, I don't know. Anyway, hey, this is super cool. Thank you so much, you guys, for doing this. We'll see how popular this one is, and maybe we start a vote. Like, what everybody liked. Did they like the zombie apocalypse? Did they like AI invasion? Invasion? No, AI. I don't know. We'll have to see exactly how it all goes down. But thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It's super fun, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. For all of you out there, we'll be back next week with another episode with something entirely different.